Hello and welcome to the Tigre.pup channel. In this video, I will be doing a cranberry inspired eyeshadow look. If you would like to see how I created this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so I already did my brows off camera. Right here, I'm just showing you the concealer I use in order to do my lids. And I'm starting off with the tan, which is closer towards my brows, because I wanted that to look a little bit more natural instead of just doing the other color, the ivory, the cool ivory like I normally do. And this time I'm doing something a little different. I'm bringing it into my bridge nose area. So next I'm going in with the cool ivory, and I'm going to do my actual lids with that particular color, and then I'm going to try to blend the two together seamlessly, but I want to keep the darker color at the top portion. So I'm just going to pat that out. Okay, so right here I'm going in with my Nye Neutral Set, and I'm going to lightly set those concealers. So that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so up next I'm going in with my Modern Dreamer palette. And honestly, I don't think these colors have names, so I'm going in with this color. It's a pretty light reddish pinkish color. And I'm going to use that to blow out the area where my crease is, because that's the color you're going to see on the exterior of the eyeshadow look. Next I'm going in with this medium tone color. And then I'm going to deepen my crease with that, as you can see here. Okay, so next I'm going to take my Maybelline brown pot eyeliner, and I'm going to use that as a base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just going to tap that in as best as I can, and I'm going to try to go a little bit above my crease because my eyelids are hooded, and I want you to be able to see, you know, where the color stops and starts and stuff like that, instead of it just resting on my eyes and just disappear when I open up my eyes. And I would have used black, but I think black is just too dark, and whatever shade I've ever used on it, it actually comes out more black than anything. So that's why I decided to go with just brown. So right here, I'm just taking the little brush here, and I'm trying to soften up that line so it won't be so difficult to blend out. Okay, up next, I'm going in with the darkest of the three shades that I just showed you. Well, this is the third shade. And I'm going to try to pat that on my lid to set that, that brown eyelid eyeliner. And I'm trying to pack it on as best as I can, and make sure everything is nice and set, and no portion is unset. Okay, so it was then that I felt like I wasn't getting enough coverage with that brush. Actually, I think that was a concealer brush, but anyway, I'm just using my fingers to try to tap it on to get as much pigmentation as I possibly can. And up next, I'm going to take my little pencil brush again, and I'm actually using that third color that I just mentioned, and I'm trying to soften up the line as best as I can, even though it almost looks like I'm not really doing anything. But I'm just going to keep working at it, keep adding more product until it's softened. Okay, so now that I've done that with the lid, I'm going backwards again. So now I'm going in my crease area with that medium tone to try to soften up that line. Now I'm going to do this a couple of times, but I'm only going to show you going down, then going up. So that's what you see me doing here, and until I get the amount of pigmentation that I would prefer in my eyeshadow. because once you going up and down and stuff like that, it's almost removing it off the lid, and you got to go back and place it back on. Then you have to blend that back out again. That's why smoky eyes take quite a long time to finish. Okay, so I'm going to use the shade we used the first time, and then I'm going to soften up the medium tone eyeshadow that we placed down. And I ended up having to do this a couple of times. That's why you have to do that in order to get that smoky eye to be nice and well blended. Okay, so right here, I'm going in with the darkest shade again and starting at the lid to apply it, because it had vanished with the when I was going back up again. So now going up. Now I'm going down, starting at the bottom and working back up again. So I did this a couple of times, but I just showed you 2 instances of what you would have to do in order for this to work. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Blackest Black, and I'm going to use that to line my as an eyeliner, because I want the deepest concentration of color in this area. So it's going from dark, where my eyelashes are, and lighter as you go up to the brows. So that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so up next I'm going in my James Charles palette, and I'm going to reach for the color Spooky. It was the only black that I could find around, so I'm going to use that to set that Blackest Black Maybelline eyeliner. And yeah, so that's what you see me doing here. Okay, up next I'm going in with these eyelashes. Just a reminder, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. But yeah, those eyelashes are terrible because they give like a glossy, shiny look to your eyelashes. Okay, so right here, and I wouldn't recommend those eyelashes, by the way. I'm applying the foundation. I haven't tried this foundation before. I believe it's 550 in the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Foundation. And these are the concealers. Deep Chestnut. And I want to say the other one is Dark Olive or something like that. So I'm just applying the two here, so you can see the difference between the two. About the foundation, it was so difficult to find a shade that would match my complexion, especially online. And then the monitor, it wasn't showing true to color. So that's probably why I'm having so much trouble. I'm familiar with the tones or the shades or undertones that I'm supposed to be getting, but this was just ridiculous, because you're looking at the pictures and you're thinking it's one thing, and then you get it's totally something else. It's giving me like a reddish violet tone, and this yellowish concealer, it's not really working for me. I'm not a fan of it. So right here I'm just going to my neutral set, and we're just gonna make this work. So I'm just setting the concealer and the foundation before I start contouring and all that other stuff. Okay, so right here, if you can remember, this was the darkest of the 3 shades we used, and I'm going to use that to do my lash line. I want the darkest shade at the very bottom, and next I'm going in with that medium tone, and I'm going to blend that out even more. Okay, so up next I'm going to my BH Studio Pro Ultimate Neutrals eyeshadow palette, and I always reach for this particular color because it reminds me of Shea Moisture's Mandalay Dusk, except it doesn't have any shimmer. And it was the closest shade that I could possibly find, and I'm using that as a bronzer. So that's what you see me doing here. Okay, so up next I'm going in with my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit in toffee again, and I'm going to use that as like to highlight my high points. Okay, so back into the palette, I'm going to reach for that medium tone that we used on my eyelids, and I'm going to use that as a blush. I'm using this little tiny brush because well, I basically haven't got any cheekbones, and I need something that's a little bit more concentrated to keep it in a certain area, so that's what I normally do. Okay, so now I'm going to go in this shimmering color, and I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone, which I think this brush was a little bit too big, and I'm going to use that for my cheek, the upper portion of my cheekbone. Now it's time for our big reveal. Just wanted to give you a glimpse of the color. I really do not like this particular shade, and it really didn't work out for me, but the eyeshadow look, I kind of like it. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm not sure why my highlight isn't as popping as I would have liked, but I think this is a great cranberry-ish, you know, holiday look, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.